huge. I guess it's a huge fortnight for your side coming up. Not only do you have Auckland's coming to town this weekend, but then you've got Adelaide United as well. First coming to town, second coming to town. You're sitting third. Bit of a season-defining stretch coming up, perhaps.
Look, we're looking forward to it. It's a good challenge for us. We're excited about playing Auckland, who are top of the table. They've been doing really well. Like last time we played against them, we were really excited because we wanted to become that first team to beat them because they hadn't lost a game until that stage. So, they recovered really well after that game and ended up going on another good run. So it will be a tough game for us. But yeah, you're right. This fortnight is two big games. But that we're looking forward to.
And in terms of health and fitness-wise, are there any players that under an injury cloud that's either going to rule them out or make them doubtful for the game?
No, not at all. The only one is obviously Angus. He's suspended. Other than that, everyone's fit and ready. James Donachie's still a little bit away, but he's back training with the team. So we'll see how long it takes him to get up to a level. But it's a good headache for me to have that I've got a lot of players to choose from.
Johnny, who comes in for Angus?
What's that?
Who comes in for Angus?
Well, look, I've got options. I've got Geordie Loughton that's doing really well. I've got also Pasquale who's back. He's been now back a few weeks training with us. So they're the two options, and then maybe also York. But we've been happy with the way the midfield's going. Obviously with Angus in there, but whenever we've had to make subs, the others have stepped up as well.
John, the fact that transfer window here in Australia is shut, but also around the world shut, means that you've, I guess, kept hold of Noah Bostich. I know you had offers for him, but you're going to have him for the rest of the season. I guess, how close did you come to losing him? What induced him to stay? And I guess there's now focus turned on getting him to sign a new deal.
Yeah. Look, I'm not sure how close we were to losing him. I know there was a lot of talk about a few clubs that are coming in for him. I spoke to him a couple of times about just focusing on what he's doing here, and the other stuff will play out. It's part of being a professional footballer. It's part of being a striker that's in form. You're going to get clubs that are interested. So we would love to have him sign on. I still, and I've spoken about this at length. I still have the belief that Noah, having a good year this season and then next, and then hopefully going to World Cup with the Socceroos, I think then that would be a great time for him to then make that next step overseas. At the end of the day, he has to make decisions with his family about when he feels the right time. But that's my thought about it. Whether Noah follows that or not, that's up to him. But just at the moment, he's just going to be fully focused on playing week in, week out with us and trying to keep the form up and improving all the time, which has always been his way of being and way of playing and training. He just wants to keep on improving.
And didn't bring in any players yourself. Were you looking to, or were you happy with what you had? Or did you even have the ability to?
No, look, really happy with what we've got. I think, and we've got a lot of players. Yes, we've got a lot of young players. We always said that if there was someone that could have added to our squad, that was available, and I mean that's something different to what we already got. I think the club might have helped us with that, but we didn't really get deep into that because there was nothing that really came to us or on our table that we said, okay, that's someone we have to go get. So at the moment, it's one of those ones that you're doing well, and you don't really want to upset the dynamic too much. And I know that sometimes when you bring in a player, it can give everyone a lift, but it can also go the other way, that a few players can say, well, the club's not trusting me and they're not going to give me an opportunity, and or the ones that are playing might be going, well, I thought I was doing well. So the dynamic at the moment of this group is really good, and we just want to make sure that we keep it that way to the end of the season.
What happened with Michael Roos? He almost went to the Raw. What made him stay?
Probably because he wants to challenge for something, and hopefully we're in a position to do that. And it's always one of those things as a player. if you're in a team that's doing well, which hopefully we continue to do well to the end of the season, then the opportunities will come, whether that's here or whether it's somewhere else. And even if he's not, playing on a regular basis in terms of starting games, clubs will always look at you. And so I think that's the reason. There might be a bit more to it, but I'll leave that stuff for other people to worry about in terms of, players going or coming. I tell them what I would like, and that's to keep hold of certain players. And then if there's opportunities for them and they want to leave, then then we have to listen to it.
Hey, John, you mentioned before that when you beat them in Auckland, I mean, you didn't just beat them, you smashed them. How can you top that, or can you? Can you top that performance?
Look, it was a game that 4-0 sounds like we were unbelievable. We were good, but it was a hard game. It wasn't an easy game, and we had to make sure that we, first of all, from the very start, that we matched them, in competing and the intensity, and because that's what Steve Corica's side and Auckland have shown this year. They've got very physical players that are strong. They can ask a lot of questions of you in terms of getting balls into the box. They get a lot of crosses into the box. They can play direct at times, but also got the ability to play through you with the quality they have. And defensively, they can be tough to break down. So we focused, really a lot on making sure that we stopped their delivery into the box. We focused on always having pressure on the ball, and then with the ball, we wanted to play quickly forward like we've been doing most games. So if we can do that again, then we're confident we can get the result again, but we know it will be a tough game.
John, also wanted to ask you, we've been talking a lot about your players' contracts and transfers and everything, but correct me if I'm wrong, but you're also out of contracts at the end of this season. Have you had discussions with the club about your future and, whether you want to stick around and keep up with this project?
Yeah, I am speaking to the club. My contract is up, but at the moment, I'm not too worried about it because I know that I'm happy with the situation at the moment. We're looking to keep on building. There's a lot to it. There's not just straightforward or just re-signing. There's things that you want to make sure that are in place. But yeah, at the moment, my main focus is just on making sure that we continue to do well and developing these players, because that's why we're able to have this season so far, is that we created that foundation last season, and we'll be doing the same for next season. So whenever there's talks of players, retaining players or bringing new players in, I'm well and truly part of that.
John, if you win this week, you move up to just 2 points behind them. How much are you thinking about finishing on top?
Not at all, really, Marco, because we know there's still 10 games. This week will be 10 games, and then 9 in terms of when we play Adelaide. So we're just mainly focused on this next little period that we do well, because it's so tight in there. Like, it can change so quickly. So you don't want to get too carried away. If 3 or 4 games to go and we're fighting for something, then we can actually start to think about it. But at the moment, there's so long to go. We just want to keep up the good performances that we've been having for most of the season, and trying to pick up the wins that we deserve with the performances. That's our main focus.